Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings and such. Yeah, leave it at that. Still trying my different camera thing. Try the light. What the hell? See what happens. So yes, late edition. Editing problems. I did a half-a-day response video on the draft science thing, and it ended up being like 2 hours long, and anyway, I couldn't combine the damn files. Space was too big for my file combiner, and so everything I went to hell then. So I have to put all these pieces that way anyway. It's just bad news. I have to re-render and anyway, the whole thing was bad news. It was just. I'm not going to speak to anyone who speaks to Holiday. Yes, I'll never talk to Piro again until he calls him out on this horrible video. It's just such a useless rag, and you're just saying, yeah, this is why the world is fucktarded. It's because assholes with petty agenda, just do this tear down thing. They can't build anything themselves, can't construct anything. All they can do is walk around with their poo sledgehammer, and fuck that. I mean, it's just way too destructive to anything called productive or useful or decent or reasonable or any of that shit. But anyway, so look, I should say I some sort of response to something, because I can say, okay, well, I'll just add a little bit more text to make sure you understand that taller than it is wide just means that it's a frisbee. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, and it just like I said, every time I do something on this subject, I come up with some understanding that's, just a very good way to look at something. And, Piro made some comment. Well, I don't want to do the physics stuff, but this little one about information. And, he would still argue that somehow this information thing means something. Conservation of information. It's such a stupid concept. But I was thinking about the whole idea of the conservation and what sort of happens in, certainly the physics I'm describing, is that it's kind of like you cut it, like say you have a piece of paper with typewriting on it, type written on it, and you cut all the little type out and keep it in one place, and then you let the paper with the little holes in it drift in the field. And so it's in a sense still there. There's still the little cutouts, except they start to drift apart and all that kind of stuff, and so you can't really put the words together as soon as it gets too far away. But it's as long as you're in local time, yeah, the white space is still there, and the white space is the negative of the space you kept. And that's kind of a way of looking at conservation, is that matter essentially takes from the field letters, but it leaves behind the holes in the white space. But you can't reconstruct any of it. You have to have all the bits and send them all backwards in a model to reconstruct. There's no information. It's just stupid to say there's information somewhere. There's no information. The only information is, again, you just go backwards. You go from this present to a second from now, and then you go backwards from there. So you have to first have some register of direction, and then you just go backwards to that direction a step at a time through all the interactions. But that's what you have to go through all the interactions. So anything that had anything to do with it, you have to put back in. If you miss one pixel, the whole thing is destroyed. It's the butterfly effect. But anyway, so I bet it's just a stupid concept for physicists to talk about fucking preserving information. It's just silly. It's a silly fucking way to say it. But anyway. Yeah. I mean, there's, like I said, the principle of conservation is a really good idea to talk about that. The fact that you can't take anything without taking it from something. That's important. Leaving a mark on the thing you took it from. You can't can't pick the apple without leaving the empty stem, or however you want to describe that. All right, so anyway, enough of that shit. What else do I want to get to? I don't really want to get to anything. I'm just sick of the internet. I did want to mention, the McCarpet chick did a video about the Darien Ryder guy, because he ragged on the cancer chick, right? So his whole lineage. So apparently he did I don't know, he took the video down, so I guess he figured out he was being an asshole or something, because, she's obviously fucked. I mean, she showed her fucking cancer breast. Ugh. I mean, she's fucked. This is the story, right? So she wants to, so anyway, McCarpet plays this fucking, what do they call these people? Your personal slave. No, they call them something. What do they call these assholes? Life aid, the organizer. What they something? They have some sort of fucking idiotic word for it. And it's basically just some paid person who's going to try to make money off your life. Yeah, that's good. And obviously, in her case, it's somebody making money off her death. So they can collect some money, they take a cut, and then they, put her in whatever, the death cage. But the whole thing, it seems kind of silly, right? I mean, if you're going to fight cancer, you fight it early. She obviously chose not to fight it. And, she's dying. And, yeah, I'm sorry, but you can't fight cancer late. You have to fight it early. Fighting it late is really stupid. So, yeah, just find a nice hospice and, I'm just saying as a practical matter. So I just really don't see this point. If you're going to raise money for everybody desperately, preposterously, excessively, tremendously ill, and try everything in the universe to save them, well, obviously, no one will have a house anymore. I mean, it just doesn't make much sense. And like I said, I don't feel sad. I feel bad for her, but I'm just saying $50,000 to die is a pretty expensive death when you know you're going to die, and when you've already had a disease for a while and you had time to do something about all this crap. Seems to me. But anyway, it was just the idea of somebody raising money and they go, help us, help her. Help us, help her. I mean, there's just such a vulturism about this, Like, I wish I could think of the name of what they call these people. What they call themselves, let's be correct about it. Damn. Yeah, sorry. So, what else? I listened to some of the Puro Room, just, fucking feminism again. A bunch of guys talking about feminism, like, whatever. And, it's a pointless discussion because, no one wants to stay in the boundaries of anything reasonable. Look, I'm a feminist because women get pregnant. One good reason to be a feminist, that's a hell of a burden. Duh. And they don't have a penis, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm a pity feminist, but nonetheless, I'm a feminist. Yes, let women have whatever. Let them have whatever they deserve. They've earned it. Living without a penis is enough of a burden. So yes, give them everything. Whatever they want. It's theirs. Alright. So that subject to me is stupid. MRIs are just fucking losers. Obviously. So, he talks, then Iran politics, all that fucking shit, and Piro's an idiot, and there's no point. Somebody mentioned something like this borderless culture stuff, a borderless world we're heading for and something. Yeah, I'm all for a one world government, like a one world constitution, but what I'm arguing is you don't find the worst country in the world and take that as its constitution. You find the best constitution, so you up the standard and you force people to all meet that standard. And that standard, I would assume, would say something like you can't have kids if you got 55 cents to your name. Yeah, you don't have children then, because then everybody else has to pay for your pet ownership then. You're going to have to be subsidized by everybody else, and it's not our obligation to subsidize your decisions. Just really isn't. A society's obligation to make sure you don't fuck it up. And we can't even make sure you don't fuck it up, which makes it all the more disgusting. I mean, it's disgusting. Poor people having kids is disgusting. It should say that in the Constitution. It's one fucking hell of a responsibility. And if you don't got the time for it, you don't got the energy for it, you don't got any business doing it. And if you're poor, you obviously don't have the resources to do it right. I mean, you can't even, buy your kid a proper ball of yarn to play with. Fuck's sake. But anyway. What else? I know there was something else. And then there was oh, yeah, and then David Bowie came up and they were talking forever about that, I guess. I didn't listen to all that. Yeah, I just wasn't, I had nothing against him, but I didn't really have much use for David Bowie. Yeah, it's interesting style thing and all. Okay, it was cute with the makeup and whatever, but, yeah, sorry, it just didn't go anywhere for me. Especially when it looks like somebody doing it just to be Howard Sternish or something. I mean, he really had the look of that, right? I mean, he really didn't. He was, Bowie wasn't exactly as genuine as something like the Eurythmics. I mean, they were genuinely strange. Yeah. And then when you saw Bowie do that Dancing in the Streets things with Mick Jagger, I mean, that video right there just, they could both get run over by a steamroller and I would have been goddamn happy. That was just so fucking, sorry to use this word, but fuck, it was queer as fuck. It was just this goddamn queerest motherfucking thing I think I ever saw on MTV. I was like, this is on MTV? I mean, why don't you just take a video of a couple of kids molesting each other and put that on to music? I mean, this is fucking disgustingly queer. Yeah. I mean, it was the queerest video in my opinion. That fat guy girl thing. Yeah, everybody hurt me, blah blah blah. He was less queer. A million times less queer. Even that you record me baby record blah blah blah. Even that was less queer. Well, that really wasn't queer at all. It was just a chick lip singing to a guy singing. So, but anyway, that really wasn't that queer. That whole, it's all contrived, right? I mean, everybody just contrives a formula to fuck with people's heads, and it's all so fucking insincere to sell product and all that kind of crap, and it just all has kind of an odor to it. But anyway, in the movies David Bowie was in, I mean, they're just so bad. It's just, But yeah, like I said, I had nothing against it personally. He had kind of a look. He was, whatever. Blah, blah. And then singing Christmas carols with Bing Crosby. Oh my, Bing Crosby. I mean, it's just fucking painful. Yeah, very painful. Anyway, I mean, the fucking goddamn, pretty much a Nazi. Yeah, some Christmas carols with Mr. Nazi. I'm just showing how open and free I am. He's an orange juice seller who's votes Republican. I'm gonna go have a sing along with him, 'cause I'm cool. I guess it's not my definition of cool. So anyway, probably get me no friends at all to rag on the dead, the recently dead. I'm not really ragging, am I? No, I'm just saying it wasn't my personal taste. That's all I'm saying. I thought Bob Dylan was the most oversold piece of fucking. It was a fucking homeless man's tin can. He fucking couldn't sing worth shit. And I didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. Because I couldn't understand what the fuck he was singing because he couldn't sing worth shit. No way. You know, Elvis could at least sing, you know, and dance. Bob Dylan? Fuck. So I just get that feeling sometimes. I just get the feeling like just a little bit too much. Yeah. No. So anyway, let's see if there's anything else. So yeah, I'm stuck rendering video. Gotta wait for the video to run after the holiday thing in like 2 parts or something. I gotta splice these videos back together. You know, I put it in my video editor and it wiped out the audio, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you, you stupid motherfucking cunt piece of software. I mean, 4 hours of rendering for nothing, you know. Just, and then what else happened? Yeah, so now I gotta piece them together in a different format, and then, you know, I'll put the, like I said, at least I cut it down from 5 parts into 2 parts. It was, you know, I could upload the 5 parts, I suppose, and save myself some grief, but I tried to be polite to my audience. Well, the audience. Shit. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're just wondering, who the fuck are you talking to on the internet? You know, all crazy. Anyway, but you know, there's some nice people, generous people. You know, some people give me, you know, PayPal thing. They go to the donation button. It's really very, you know, I don't promote it at all. I don't say anything. They do it now and then. That's just really quite charming. Such. So I think that's it. It snowed here last night, but it's a minor amount, so that's good. I don't have to do the button. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to mention. I guess there's nothing else. So anyway, stuff I got millions and billions of things to do, so I better get to it and such. So, sorry, it's late. Such. So anyway, Draft Science channel.